Alright guys, welcome back to another episode of Carlos's Marvelous Nerd Reviews. My name is Carlos and thank you as always for being here. I really appreciate it. Today we're going to be looking at the Threezero Green Ranger. And just to start off, I'm going to tell you this guy is amazing. Standing at around 12 inches tall, he does have 4 sets of hands. He has a pair of fists, a pair of relaxed hands, a pair of holding hands for his weapons, and a pair to play the dagger. And he has 34 points of articulation. And you can definitely tell this guy is fantastic. So before we go any further, I just want you to know that while this is kind of a review, it's really not. This is honestly my balls to the wall attempt at trying to get you to go and spend your money on this because it's that good and you deserve that. You should do this for yourself. If you're sitting on the fence right now about this figure, my job is to push you so far over that fence that it hurts Zordon's legs, if you catch my drift. So the Threezero figure is nothing short of fantastic. With this figure, the really only way to get Green Ranger was with the Ace Toys Green Hero figure. And while I'm not saying that's a bad figure, if you have that in your collection, that's awesome. I think it looks really good. But I do have to say that I do think this is better. I am biased because I do own this one. But I think it's so good. It is proper representation of Tommy Oliver in the Green Ranger suit on the show. For me, that means so much. I think this is so cool. I got to meet Jason David Frank once, and he was so cool. I definitely want to go try to meet him again and get him to sign the box or something because I really like this figure. It makes me so excited to see what they do with to get the White Ranger and Lord Draken in my hands. I don't believe I'll be picking up the 6-pack of figures because up to me, I'm not a huge fan of the other Rangers as much as I just really like the Green and White Ranger, and yes, they are the same person. I just really like Tommy. I think he was my favorite character all the way through, when he was in Zeo, when he was in Turbo, Mighty Morphin, when he was in Dino Thunder. I definitely think he's my favorite character, hands down. So I really hope that we'll get those other figures from Threezero. I like this. I think while it has like a spandexy material where it will stretch, you can't get full articulation, like all the dynamic poses that you could want, but you can really get really darn close. And as you can see, I put pictures with from the show next to the video footage I took, and it gets in those poses. You got to play around with the material, kind of twist around the joints a little bit to really get it to maximize whatever kind of way you're trying to move it into, but it works. And while at first I thought the gauntlets on both the boots and the gloves were restrictive, I realized that they actually help a lot in keeping support to the figure. Depending on what pose I want, I'm able to really adjust those to really accommodate that pose. And for me, that's a big deal. I really like that. I mean, I have traditionally just like had Hot Toys and Marvel Legends, and that was one downside to moving into the Hot Toys from the Legends, was that you did lose a substantial amount of articulation. But for this, I don't feel like you're really paying the price of a Hot Toy, which is, easily $200, $300, $400, where this was $100. So that's about now 4 Marvel Legends, and I think that's well worth it. They really have done a good job. I mean, this pose in general is a very dynamic pose, and while I can't get it perfectly in there, I can get it pretty darn close where it still looks cool. So honestly, I really hope they go down the entire line. If we could get every ranger, or even if they just decided to stick to like the main rangers or the special rangers or things like that, I'd be more likely to buy that than the whole individual teams. But I do know there's gonna be a market for each team, so that can go either way. Threezero really have done a good job. This guy is that good. I can't explain it any more than that. The only way that I think this could be better, but also remembering this isn't the price point of, you know, the SH figure arts is only about half this. And while that looks cool, isn't as good of representation as this is. I hope they give us the movie line. I think the movie line would be really awesome as well. I really think they've done a fantastic job here. I can't understate it enough, and I bet you've heard me say fantastic so much. So you know what, if you play a game where you take a drink each time I say it, you might get a little tipsy during this video. If you're sitting on the fence about this figure, I suggest go ahead and picking it up. I do think it's well worth it. This pose right here, I believe I found it in the first episode that he shows up and he kind of jumps in the air and he's attacking them. So I use that as my reference there. I think this figure is so good. I hope that they can get the rights to do the Megazords in the DLX form like they did with the Hulkbuster or some of the Transformers. I do think they can do a fantastic job. Threezero is really showing what they can do with this figure. This is personally my favorite pose. It reminds me of growing up, being a kid, watching Power Rangers. I said growing up like I don't watch it still sometimes. But anyways, this is my favorite pose, and I think being able to put that on my shelf makes me really happy. I like seeing that. It reminds me of being a kid. So if you have that nostalgic feeling, I do think this will do it for you. This is an amazing figure. I can't undersell that enough. I really like this. But everyone's entitled to their opinion, so let me know what you think below in the comments. Go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. I'd much appreciate it. It helps this channel grow, helps me grow, and I enjoy doing this. So please let me know if you have any suggestions for anything else I can do, or if you like this style of video. If you like this kind of content, I can definitely keep making this kind of content. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of the video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I wish you guys nothing but the best. Peace.